you doing? The usual. No, no. I was doing some coding. I was changing my, if you see on the stream, it's 9:30. Oh, we're just gonna minimize that. My support and resistance lines. They're now raised. You can see how they're like this shaded area instead of just like a small solid line. I like that better, and I had made it over the weekend, I think. Yeah, because before they were just a little solid line, and it was. I like areas anyways, but I like that. And you can see when two support resistance overlap, you can see the color gets a little darker, so you know that there's like a couple there in that area. Okay, yeah, so it took me a little bit. I thought it'd be easy just to take the code from one script and insert it into another, but I guess it wasn't that easy. Yeah, it's about an hour times, hour and a bit. I was talking to Coffee for a bit. He come on right after you. Coffee, come on the chat right after you. Oh, good. Good to catch up. Yeah. I just bought the YM here. There is one. It's going to happen at the market open because right before the market open, the orders were slow. So always at the start, you're going to get speed ticks, and they don't really count because the speed tick is like it's a moving average of speed. So, you know, the last 10 minutes up to market open, it's not going to be as fast. Uh, 44,065. Yeah, maybe. Didn't get to bed as early as I wanted. It's a new month, too. I just added to my YM. Yeah, come back to my entry. Yeah. We'll see. Platinum, yeah, platinum's been going up. I'm not watching chat at the moment, so sorry whoever's chatting. I'll be there in a minute. Alright, I just closed YM. I think 15. I think I grabbed 15 ticks or something. I took NQ short. Looking for a push below VWAP. Target 971 target hit on NQ. Just a little pump below VWAP. I waited for it to test. There's always going to be buys at VWAP, so it hit it. I wait for it to come up a little bit, and then I got in. And then we just grabbed liquidity below VWAP there. That orange dotted line's VWAP. I was in. I'm going smaller. I'm trading micro, so you're not going to see the orders because I'm displaying the real contracts, the full size. But what? I like because the order flow data is better for the full size contracts. Like if you're looking at volume and you're looking at order speed and everything, the mini contracts are better for that. It's better for the indicators. And what happens is the micros always kind of follow. The micros follow the minis. You know what I mean? So that's just what you do. And even on the trade copiers, you can go from mini to micro. So you could do a sim count in a mini, and you can copy them all to real account micros. Well, it's looking like a nice push down, but I'm going to hang out. I'm not totally convinced that it's just ready to dump. YM's still strong. Here's the thing. If the ES, the RTY, and the NQ can come up, the YM will go. It was strong right out of the gate. Look at gold go, too. Did you have a trend line to the upside on it? Oh, thanks, buddy. We miss it? On the bar open, it was. I thought I had alerts set. Yeah, I did. Uh, yeah, I'm just trying to look and see. Yeah, because that's the only one you're supposed to take the entry on. Target hit. Okay, I got the target on my alignment there. So I'm just trying to see. What's the stop? 120. So how many ticks? 60, 30, right? So 83, 93, 103, 13. Yeah. So you wouldn't have got stopped. So that was a winning alignment. If you got in at the open, like as soon as that bar closed, you wouldn't have got stopped out and you would have hit your target. I got in late and I really shouldn't have. But I was kind of liking the trade just from my other charts too. And that hold below VWAP. So, yeah, it hit though. You would not have gotten stopped. Alright, I gotta go to the bar now and drink. Holy shit. You know what happened? The market's moving so fast. Hold on. I'm just looking at my... I shouldn't be looking at my P&L, but... Oh, no. Yeah, so if I... What the hell happened here? There's always some stupid shit that happens. I'm happy right now. My accounts are up. All of them are up. So I had two, like, when I was trading with you. I think I forget what we were trading there. And then, I traded the NQ again when coffee was on. And then, I traded the YM for a couple ticks, and I got the NQ here for 20 ticks, and then I got the alignment. So I am up 10, 12. I'm up $1,450 American today between all my accounts. Yeah. This is retirement. I don't care. I'm going to have to go to Greece and sit on a beach. Yeah. How was your meal earlier? How was your food earlier? You were... Yeah. Did you get it? Motherfucker. That's good, you know what, because it's better than getting a late entry. I'm pissed that it didn't alert me, so I'm friggin' putting... I set alerts once, and the thing was ringing my phone and everything all times a day. Chop one. Dude, I was looking at all my charts. You know what? These alignments, they usually happen more after 10. You know what I mean? Like 10:15, 10:30, 10:40. But they do happen this time of day too. I just wasn't focused on it. And yeah, and I was just trading my own stuff too. So I was watching those trades, and you know what I mean? I had 2 minutes pretty much to see it lining up. Wow, that was good. Pardon? You can put alerts too. If you hit add alert, if you right click on the signal on the oscillator at the bottom and on the chart, I just hit alert. Yeah, and chop too, and on the chart. Once per second. I don't want to miss that shit. See, we're just hanging around VWAP there now. There's some indecision going on. Are we going to break down or break up? I can't justify trading anymore, so I'm not. Well, unless I get an alignment, so I'll trade that. You don't really get 2 in a day normally, though, but I've seen a couple. I've seen 3 in a day. Not personally, but Jay, he's like, oh yeah, I missed it, and it just so happened we had 3 alignments today. Yeah, he takes them. But he does a ton of other trading too. If you go into the group, I follow the group sometimes. They do a lot of stuff with stochastics. It's an oscillator. And they'll wait for instance, they'll wait for the market to come down, 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 and then it'll come up a little bit, and the stochastics will tell them, hey, momentum's slowing down, and then they'll get like a signal up, and then they'll take that signal. So, I don't know. They're doing a bunch of other trading. What group? Ours or? No, the other one, that guy Jay. He takes them. No, not the guy, not him, the future success. I don't even know. I don't think he takes them. No. The guy who, modified the code for us. What's that mean? Boring, yeah. What's that mean? Can you translate it for me? Oh. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. I didn't expect you to say that. That's why, yeah. We're getting some 5-minute signals on the ES. I got some 5-minute charts up too. We are just straight down, aren't we? Look at that. Always down, always down. That's what they did. They brought it up before they gapped it up. There was a huge gap up too, if you look at the overnight open. The market gapped up big, so traders are going to be looking to fill that gap. Yeah, NQ's printing down on the 5-minute. God, I'm happy that alignment worked out. It was close to not working out. Pardon? Yeah, +3, yeah. Got my +3. I got my plus probably 7 today. I don't know. I don't think I took any losses. Or no, I did. You know, earlier when I was trading the NQ, I took a loss. I cut out before I got back in. I think, yeah, I did. So I got, what happened? I should have held on because I had a really good entry and a good stop. It went up a little bit, and then it come down. It was messing around. It come down. I think I got out at a loss. But then I added a bit more size into the next 2 trades, and it kind of covered all that. And then this morning, too, with YM, I added to that. But I only got 15 ticks, so it wasn't much. But it was just looking strong. It still is strong. Like, look at it. Look at the way NQ is coming down. Like, nothing. Look at the way RT is coming down. RTY. Nothing. And then you look at YM. It's not really coming down. Here's the morning low. It's still above morning lows. It's just chopping around. So what'll happen here is whenever these other ones decide to turn around, NQ, ES, whenever they find a base and they're ready to come back up, YM is just going to go with it. The only reason YM's not coming up is because everything else is going down. But it doesn't want to. And the candles are still on the 5-minute, the YM, the candles are still green, the profit wave's green. Yeah, I decided to do that. So I got some 5-minute just for the indices. So NQ, ES, YM, RTY. I got the 5-minute. I like to see the overall trend a little bit better. The 1 and the 2-minute are kind of hard to see the overall. As you know, well, you look at the hourly for overall, or the weekly. I don't know what you look at. But yeah, 4-hour, monthly, yeah. I just look at the yearly charts. Imagine. Every 8 years, I get a really good setup.
It might work out too if you only go long and you take good setups on the yearly. Yeah, man. Except for you look like Paul by the end of it. He'd be fucking decrepit in a wheelchair. Trying to manage your trade. Yeah, you gotta hold through like you gotta hold through pandemics and world wars and it's fucking stressful. That would be big money if it was an up year. Yeah. Well. All right. Well, I get to write in plus 60. The week of March 3 to 7 for the alignments. Plus 60. I almost shouldn't have won that. Plus.
Oh, from that guy? Yeah, actually, there's a song that I want to play. I in NinjaTrader it tells you, it'll say, target hit, I want to change it. There's a song, and I don't know if you'd know the song, but you might. It's by I don't know who does the song. It's kind of like a rap artist or a pop artist, and I think it's a black guy. And it goes, "All I do is win, 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 no matter what." That's what I want to make my take profit sound to be. All I do is win, win, win. It's like T-Pain or something. I think that's the guy. Stupid fucking music 9:30. Yeah. Order filled. No. All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Yeah. Money on my mind. 9:38. Holy fuck! I'm glad you were on, Mike, dude. I would have totally missed that alignment, and I would have been cheesed. I would have been like Paul. Oh, I would have been really sad. Fuck. Because when you watch his videos, he doesn't really smile or anything. Eh? He's just like. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he's funny. Yeah, he's funny. Yeah. I got a lot of respect for him, and I do really like him, but he's entertaining too. Yeah, we're just down. Yeah, finally the YM starting to break down into VWAP. Do you know much about VWAP, volume weighted average price? Yeah, okay. Yeah. It's pretty important. Yeah. It's the average it's the average price for the day based on volume. So, as opposed to normal moving averages where it just goes by price, this is the price but plus the volume. So, that's really where most buys happen. Is that well not happen, but this is the average price based on however many contracts were bought and sold. Yeah, and they like that. Yeah, it's an institutional tool is what it started as, and then us traders kind of took it and used it. But yeah, so like right here when it's hitting VWAP, they can say, hey, you know what, I got you the volume weighted average price for the day, and it went up from there. Or you wanted to sell, we sold you at the average price, not better, not worse, or better than it too. Hey, we got you an entry below the average price for the day. Okay, cool. They use it, so we use it. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, that's interesting too. Eh? I don't use it all the time, but it's just something to know. And you can even think about it too. Like even if you don't use that R squared indicator, you can just look at the markets And if you know about it, you can say, hey, is price moving flowing nicely or is it not flowing nicely? And it's flowing down real nicely. Holy shit. If I was a gambler, I'd just go short right now. I can't trade anymore. Yeah. It's yeah. And then in the back of your mind, you can say, hey, you can calculate R squared yourself. You can say, hey, is the direction of price, is it pretty tight to the mean or is it whippy and all over the place? And you can kind of judge for yourself if price is moving, if it's flowing cleanly or if it's flowing bad or whatever. Big old speed ticks. Yep. Oh, we're starting to get a signal. We got a ghost signal on the 5 minute, which means if this 5 minute closes, the YM's going to print short. Oh, it's printing short on the 1 minute. Well, it did. Yeah. Not waiting for it. I'm just kind of looking at it, taking into account that, hey, the 5 minute is primed to print a signal on the next bar, so that's good. The 1 minute printed a signal. The 2 minute has like a, it just looks short. You know what I mean? Just everything looks in line. Yeah. I'd probably go for YM if I wasn't already up. I'd probably go for it here because it did want to go up, and now it's just finally like, all right, the hell with it. My entry, oh, they were coming into support. I don't know. That's the problem. It's hard to say what I would do. This might just be one little thing and it'll go up. It would just be right around here probably. Exit, basically at VWAP. But we'll see. Maybe, but if that's, I don't know, but if these other ones are going to turn around here. Jesus. Yeah, I don't know. I'd probably wait for the 5 minute. So got another 2 minutes. We got a bit of support here under the YM too. Coming in, couple layers. I don't know. The thing is, if it bounces there, then no good. But if it can break below that, then there's a lot of liquidity down below. A lot of stops there to run. Yeah. But it was strong all morning, though, so you know what? I probably would back out now, just thinking about it. It was just so strong this morning. I don't know. I'm still wondering if these other ones turn around, if YM's still going to turn around. I'd probably, the better thing to do would be to go short maybe on NQ or ES, something that's a little more weak, even the RTY. Something that's shown more weakness today. Look at oils going down. Up top, it's momentum. Yeah. So it just takes the direction of price and it calculates it with the direction. Sorry, the time. It's like the price change versus the time it took to change that price, you know? not that. I said I was going to add delta to it for the color, but I wasn't able to do that yet. But no, I don't use it for divergence. I use it just to confirm, like, hey, you know, you get a signal, momentum's down, okay, that's good. You don't want it to be chopping or like inside this range. You know, if it's inside these two lines, it's kind of doesn't have a lot of momentum. It's kind of pretty neutral. But if you see it really, if you see see this was an up candle here at 936. Even though it's red, it's just because the moving averages. But it was an up candle. But look at momentum was down. So that kind of gives you something to look at, right? And even the one before it, it was an up candle, but by the time it closed, it didn't have any upside momentum. It was completely neutral. So you can watch that and say, okay, here we go. We got down momentum, up candle, down momentum. I guess you could use that as divergence. Another one, down, down, down. Okay, we got a signal, and look, momentum has just been steadily increasing to the downside when the signal come in. So that would be like extra confirmation to say, hey, the momentum is shifting down. Yeah, but look at the YM here. Yeah, see, it's had more positive momentum, even on the down candles. Had a couple down candles here, but they were still positive momentum. So, which means when the price moved up, it moved up quick. When the price moved down, it moved down slow. So that's why. Well, the reason I exited is because I was up probably 40 ticks, but I was kind of looking for a little more. It just wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. I felt like it should have started going. The NQ started to dump hard. The RTY wasn't following. And the ES, everything else was dumping out. That was the issue. And I was waiting for it to kind of turn around and come up. And that way it would have brought me with it. You know, if the NQ started to spike up in the ES, it would have brought the YM with it. But that wasn't happening. It was just dumping. I was pretty much at break even. I ended up getting 15 ticks, whatever. To me, it was a break even, but I said, you know what, I'll get out, and if they do turn around or whatever, I'll get back in. But for now, I just didn't want it anymore. So I think I was in around here, come back up to here, and I was like, no. Not like this. I haven't been trading it like this. The old rip and dip, as you know, I traded it, but not so much. I just no, I haven't. Indices. Yeah, I mean the indices are my thing, man. It's something I've always watched, like almost from day one. Like the SPY, the QQQ, which is the Nasdaq. Mostly those on the stock side when I was trading options. So I got good with the correlation. You know, like how I'm looking at YM being hard to come down and the NQ and the way I compare them. Like I've done that for a long time, and that's just kind of my niche. Like that's where I'm good. Gold, I don't know. It looks like it moves pretty good. It looks like it has good setups sometimes, but when it's setting up, I just don't see it, or I just doesn't click with me so much. I like gold for more of a longer term thing, like a 5-10 minute chart, maybe breakouts or trend line breaks or something. If I were to go, if I don't know, that's too much, but that's probably how I would do it if I really wanted to trade gold, but I just don't really want to. I like the indices. Oh, we're gonna go for a second leg down, are we? Look at this. Yeah, I gotta go for 2 minutes. Be right back. I'm back.
Yo. Oh, sorry. John. Sorry, I didn't have. Is he still here? Yeah, sorry, John. I didn't have the chat open there. Just let me read that. Yeah, so John, I think most people agree ES is the dominant one. I would agree for the most part. It's the king, the S&P 500. It's got within that ETF, it's got the best stocks for the most part. NQ has a lot of the tech, right? It's a little more volatile, but yeah, well, to say it would be better to focus on ES as opposed to NQ, you should be looking at them all. First of all, I would say you should look at them all because they're going to tell you a lot. Like the RTY in a bear market, it's not going to go. But if you're looking to go long, say NQ, and the RTY is pumping up or it's going long, that's going to be confirmation because money's not going to flow into RTY because that's small caps. Money doesn't flow into small caps when it's a bad market. It flows out of them. And even if you look at the daily chart, you'll see after a downtrend, you'll see higher percentage gains on the RTY than any of the others because they pull their money quicker and they put it in quicker. So if you're looking for a setup on the NQ, you might look at the RTY and go, okay, well, money's flowing in. It's probably good. So I don't know if it's best to look at the ES, but you should look at them all and you should compare what they're doing in comparison to each other. So, and you should look for divergences or convergences between them. So if you're trading NQ, yeah, look at ES, and if it looks like it's going to break up, perfect. Look at YM if it's looking good, or RTY if it's looking good. YM can be different. It really can be sometimes. But I would just use it as extra confluence. And it's not always going to be like that. It's not always going to follow the ES, the market. So, yeah, basically two ways. You look for convergence, which is the two things doing the same thing. You're looking at a nice setup on NQ. Oh, ES is breaking down already. Perfect. Or the other way around is divergence. So, hey, you're looking for a long on NQ. Maybe. It's kind of chopping around, but ES is dropping, YM's dropping, okay. Like I was saying earlier, the other indices are dropping, but NQ doesn't want to. It's waiting for the other indices to turn around before it blasts up. So you got to kind of compare what's moving against each other and make a decision that way. ES is a tough one though because the tick size is so big. And there's so many algorithmic traders in it. And price moves so perfectly. Like, there's a lot of really smart algorithms in there, and sometimes you can just get taken out by the tick. I don't trade ES much. Like you'll see something like this. Look at that wick before it dropped. It was exactly one tick above this wick. Well, a lot of people would have had their stops there. And the algo's no, and it pumps it up just one tick above that high there, takes it, drops it down, stops you out and goes. So its price is kind of, sometimes it acts too perfectly sometimes to the point where it's just going to grab your stops. So I've noticed that with ES. It rebalances up and down all the time. Not to say there's not good moves on it, but it can be tough. For the NQ, it's more hyper. You know, if you're looking for it to break down and you get in, it'll probably break down. You just got to be quick with it. So I'd be looking at them all. I wouldn't look at just one. You always got to look at the overall market, the overall trends. You know, that's why I do those other charts. I mark up those other charts on TradingView. I'm looking at the 4-hour daily and the weekly sometimes. And look at this. Look at my short zone. I had that marked before. Short zone. Look at what we did. We went into it. Basically hit the top. Bang. Look at it go. So I was looking for a short earlier. I just didn't want to take it, but right around this 1 hour candle. But yeah, you got to look at the overall picture of things, right? So that helped with my short today in NQ was the fact that I knew it was in this zone, and I knew there was a good chance it's going to reject because of my analysis. So that, in addition to being on the 1 and 2 minute, and other things, it just helps you. So yeah, I mean, I think just being in tune with the market and having a general idea of what's happening overall is always a good thing. Look at this line. Look, hit my level. I didn't put that there. Look at that. Hit that to the tick. And it's come back up a little bit. Yeah, it's come up at 100 points from there. So, anyways, that's not the point. The point is just knowing the overall market. So you should focus on probably all of them. I know some people say, oh, focus on one thing. Well, if you can only focus on one thing, you need to get better at it because you need to know everything. Have a good idea of the general mood of the market, the general theme. Where the VIX is, that's always a good one. If anybody ever looks at it. Volatility index, the VIX. That's super important. That's going to tell you where we are. If you ever seen the fear and greed index, that's what this is. It's basically the fear and greed index. So when the market's going up and price action's tight and everything, volatility falls. Once the market starts to go, volatility rises. And I've pulled this up on the 1 minute, 2 minute. It's not showing well here, but I don't have the proper data. But yeah, you can see VIX is popping. You know what, like 9:30, 9:40, you see VIX coming up. You see the market's dropping. You're saying, okay, hey, it's good. It's also another confluence for short. Maybe I'll add that into my indicator. Some kind of VIX reading. The momentum of VIX. That would be cool. Yeah, and backtesting's hard. It's hard to get the mood of the market, backtesting. Like right now, I know, okay, last week we had some good down days. It's pretty much been a down market. You know, you understand how the market's feeling about things, and it's hard to get that in the backtesting, but yeah. You kind of got to do both. You got to do forward testing too, back testing. But yeah, I compare them to each other. Gold and oil, meh. Not much for me to watch there. Gold's breaking out though. But yeah, that's where I'm good. I mean, that's what I've always done. Watched all these indices. There's also like market internals. I don't know if you guys ever. Oh, what do we got here? I don't really care what the market does. Oh. Get out of here. Alert, alert, alert. Yeah, but not for just for the buy, just not anything. What do we got? So you got U-Vol. Okay, this is a market internal. It's called U-Vol, up volume, and you can do D-Vol, down volume, or you can do a combination of them. So there's I forget what the combination. What's the ticker for U-Vol and D-Vol? Have a look here. Volt, or no, Volt. It's not ULD, huh? U-Vol minus D-Vol, yeah, it's Volt. So this is gonna this will math together up volume plus down volume. So the amount of contracts in the it'd be shares in the New York Stock Exchange. There's ones for like the Dow and the Nasdaq. The amount of volume that was on an uptick and the amount of volume versus what was down on a downtick, and they math that together. So overall, since the market opened, we come up, we come down, and from where it opened, we're up. There's more up volume. There's more volume on the contracts, on the shares on the upside than there is on the downside. So that shows you where the volume is for the day in that exchange. Yeah. Just the volume itself, like on the up or down tick. So if a share, if the SPY is at $100 and it moves to 101, $100 and 1 cent, how many shares did that at 101 cent? Like, what was the size of that order versus below it? So it's kind of like buy volume versus sell volume, I guess, in a way you could say. But it charts it out. Okay, so then there's another one that I like to watch. It's called Tech. We'll do. It's called Tick. It's not a tick chart. It's just tick. So you're always gonna have a 0 there. So there's always a wherever it is. I don't think I can hit it. Whatever. There's like a 0 line, and then you can do like a whatever. A 300. And it tells you if most of the market's in an uptick or a downtick, and this happens like real time. So you'll know, hey, if you're looking for a long to break out, but a lot of the market is in a downtick, like this is coming down, it's going to pull you down. But if you're looking for like a breakout to the upside, like we are now on NQ, and I'm watching tick Q, and I see it breaking up above like a certain amount, you know that the rest of the market is following, and it's going to help. Yeah, I just put them there. I put a 0 and like a 300. I forget where I usually have them. But you'll know, hey, so we're going to watch the NQ here. And we'll see. Most of the market's kind of sitting. But if you see, you just compare. So, I mean, if you're looking for a breakout or a breakdown or whatever you're doing, it just shows you where most of the market is. Like if they're on an uptick, so which means the last price on the Nasdaq was it, and all the stocks within it was the last tick higher than the one previous, or was the last tick lower than the previous? So did it move up a cent or move down a cent? And it updates it like every second. Yeah, so it's no, it's on. It's just there. I mean, it's not even delayed. But here's, so we're gonna look at Nasdaq here. I'm seeing the overall market on Nasdaq, and I would look at them all for the New York Stock Exchange too, because that's like the ES. I'm not seeing a big tick up right here. If you were looking to go long, I mean, we got VWAP there, but I'm not seeing anything convincing that's telling me, hey, the market's really pushing. I would be more tempted to see a bounce down off of the VWAP, just judging by the tick as well. Okay, see? Okay. Nasdaq's coming up, and we see tick kind of dropping down a little bit. Oh, there it goes. Now it's coming up. So we're going to blast. Oh, look, the whole market's breaking out. Okay, there we go. So we know the overall, yeah, and overall in the market, it's starting to come up, just like this. So you know, okay, look at this. You know the market's doing, most of the stocks in the NQ are doing this as well. So you can kind of watch it for like reversals and stuff like that. I'm not going to say trade just based on that because you can't, right? But you know, it's just kind of confirmation. It's called a market internal. So you have up volume, down volume. If I were to pull that up, you would see, you know, no, you can't even see it. What's going on? Stupid. Oh, it's a daily. 2 minutes. You would see, okay, look, volume for the day is breaking out above highs. The most up volume we had was there at 938, and look, we're breaking above highs on the up volume. Doesn't mean it'll stay, but I'm just saying. Look, ticks up above. It's on the higher side. It's spiked up. It's going to come up and down, but it's kind of towards the higher end of the threshold. So you know most of the stocks are in an uptick. The volume for the day is more positive, so you can have a more bullish outlook at this point based on that information. So those are some market internals which are good to look at. There's pardon? Why don't I use it? I don't have enough screens. I swear to God, they're all bunged up. I really don't have any more space for anything. And I have another computer here. I'm probably going to get that fired up, but we're going to get some more screens or some TVs or something. Go buy some used TVs. I guess VIX. VIX is the other market internal. So if you use VIX, Vold, which is the volume, and then you use tick for the indices. If I had more room, I'd have all those up on a screen. And you can see, hey, if the market's dumping, you see the volume overall in the market's dumping. You see the tick is down. You know, it just shows you a lot of things about the overall general scope of the market. Look at oil go. Even had a decent signal. Oh, there's another market internal. I knew there was another one. It's called ADD, advanced declining. So it calculates the amount of stocks that are advancing from their open price, or that are declining. So we can see, where did the market open? 9:30. So the market opened. Most of the stocks advanced. Most of them dumped out, and now they've come back up, kind of to where they were. It's just based on the open price. So that'll also give you another thing to see on the market. Like, hey, are most of the stocks up for the day? Are they down? Are they up and down for the last 2 minutes, the last 1 minute, whatever, 5? It'll just kind of tell you. So kind of dip down, and looks like everything's going up. There's more stocks advancing in the New York than declining so far today. Or no, what? Oh, there's a big gap. Where am I here? No, we started up top, so they're declining more than they're advancing. There's the open. And it basically just shot down, and that's it. Yeah, so the market is overall weak today. This far. Nice. I'm just hanging out right now, watching. I like NQ short 208 86.50. I took it short there. We'll see. I added to the short just that VWAP and a little bit at the 100. Just getting that 11:30 push because Europe closes. So we had we also had resistance there. Coming into resistance 100. So I added. I'm in profit now. 29.40 is my average. I do have my target right around here, but we'll see. We're coming into the 50. I'm gonna take it here, pretty much 100 ticks, 124 ticks. So I took a bit of heat on that, but I just didn't see. Funny enough, I brought up the advanced decline stuff for the market. I hadn't looked at it in a while. So when we were moving up, this is what was happening. When we were moving that little push up, right after I got in the position, it went up. But the stocks weren't doing the same thing. They weren't pumping up a little bit, but they weren't doing like this, like a big candle. So I kind of figured that it would just do what it's got to do for the Europe close here, squeeze out a bit of shorts, getting out of their position as Europe closes and whatnot. So I added a little bit. I got in bigger. Added a little bit towards VWAP there, and I added a little bit pretty much right at the 200 moving average, which was also resistance. So it was doing this as the futures were climbing. So I wasn't totally convinced that this was a big move up, or going to be. So maybe I should keep these up more because I like reading them. Does me well. So that was the idea there. And so I don't know how many ticks now. Last I saw was 124 before my target was hit. So somewhere around there. Could even been more. No, I wouldn't be in it anymore now. Well, I got out, but I didn't want to hold runners. It's kind of ranging a lot now. Kind of stuck in this range a little bit. So I guess that was part of it too. When entropy's high, it's good chance it's going to be mean reversion. So I called the short. I got in here. I come up. I added at VWAP. I added 2 more at 200 and resistance. Because now, at this point, we're at the top of this range. And if we're more so on the side of high entropy, good chance this buy pressure is going to be reverted by price. So the play was a breakdown, and it went up. I was reading the market. I wasn't convinced. We got to here. 200 resistance, entropy higher. Good chance at least I'm going to get back to the mean, which is about where I took my profits too. So I'm not going to say it was an A+ trade, but We're seeing a good down push still, yeah. I wish I was more convinced to hold. And the breakdown continues on NASDAQ and everything else, but the markets just haven't been very strong lately. All right. I'm out of here. I'm going to shut it down for the day. Do you need the charts or anything? Okay. Hey, yeah, thanks for showing up, bud. I hope you enjoyed it and you learned something. There's something for me to do, more or less, so I appreciate it. Take care.